name is Corwin, and I'm 3 for Silver's newest member. By mere beast of Shane, please let me explain. By mere beast of Shane means that you're grand. By mere beast of Shane, please help me explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. I could say Bela, Bela, even say wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I tried to explain by mere beast of Shane, so kiss me and say you'll understand. Bela, even say wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I tried to explain by mere beast of Shane, so kiss me and say you'll understand. So kiss me and say you'll understand. So kiss me and say you'll understand. I so wish we could all be in Europe with you right now, but coronavirus has made us come back to the US far, far too early, so we're all in 3 different states right now. I'm coming to you from Southern California. Lucas is up in Washington or Oregon, somewhere on the border there, and Willow is in North Carolina. 3 for Silver found me at a festival we were all at in September, and we've been scheming about this Europe tour ever since. But now it looks like the best we have is some digital performances. I grew up in quite a world music background. My family runs a world music festival in Northern California, so I grew up hearing like Irish, Scottish, Turkish, Arabic, Cajun, French, Galician, all sorts of kinds of music ever since I was in the womb. And I never really got into a lot of them until the last few years. But something I've been doing almost my entire life is Irish music, so I'm gonna throw some Irish tunes your way. Actually, here's a Scottish one. This is called a Frank's Reel. around Europe musically, so to speak. I've gotten into a lot of Swedish music in the last couple years, and here's my favorite Swedish tune. Swedish and Irish music. There are so many like intricate differences between the two. Most people would just like lump that all into Celtic music, even though they're totally different styles. With like Irish music, it's a lot smoother and cleaner, and all the melodies are like dadla 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 dadla, consistent rhythm. And with Scottish music, you have some like bouncier tunes, but it's still like very downbeat heavy. But Swedish music has like these all over the place, back and forth sorts of cool rhythms that I really love. Where to next? Let's go to England. My family has a 15-piece English country dance group, or band, and they play for a monthly English country dance, and I've been doing that with them since I was a kid when I lived at home. And English country dance, if you don't know what that is, it's a style of dance that was popular in like the 17th and 18th centuries that got revived in the last 50, 60 years. And a lot of the tunes have specific choreographed dances, except for the waltzes, which are freeform. So I just keep writing all these romantic era inspired waltzes and give them to my family for them to play at their dances, even when I was going to college across the country. And I've written so many waltzes now I'm going to be publishing a book of them in the next few months. This one is called Finley's Waltz. Okay, I got one more tune for y'all. Gonna hop down to mainland Europe and do some gypsy jazz. This is a tune from the famous documentary L'Autodrome, which is a documentary about, like, a slice of life of, like, the gypsy lifestyle. And this tune has become really popular just in the entire idiom since the film came out. And it's a really good tune. You'll see why. Thank you all so much. I hope you have or will enjoy Willow and Lucas's sets. I don't know which order you were watching these in. Anyway, thank you all so much.
The day is past and gone. The evening shades appear. Oh, may we all remember well the night of death draws near. We lay our garments down this robust soul of what we hear possess. Thank you. My name's Willow. I'm from the band Three for Silver from Portland, Oregon. I am, however, not currently in Portland, Oregon. I'm way over across the country in western North Carolina. This is where I grew up. This is my family home, and it was such a beautiful day out. I thought, why not make this video on the front porch? So you can all share. Can't really see too much, but there's some dogwoods blooming down there, and there's hummingbirds and things around. So that was a song from here. And this is another old song, although not quite that old. Hope you like it. Covered every highway, and I've been climbing every hill. I've been searching high, I've been searching low, searching for my Shanghai love. The stars that hang high over Shanghai bring back the memory of a thrill. I've been looking high, I've been looking low, looking for my Shanghai love. I used to love her, that little devil, she was just a butterfly. But you discover something on the level, shining in her eyes. Oh, I've been trying to forget her, but what's the use, I never will. I've been looking high, I've been looking low, looking for my Shanghai something on the level, shining in her eyes. I've been trying to forget her, but what's the use, I never will. I've been looking high, I've been looking low, searching for my Shanghai love. I've been looking high, I've been looking low, searching for my Shanghai love. Ooh, it got windy there for a minute. I wonder if maybe I should go inside. Well, I'll check this before I send it to you and make sure that wind sound doesn't impede too much. I'm gonna try to do another out here. Then maybe I'll go inside if it starts raining. Can never tell what the weather's gonna do. This is a song I learned in Greece. ese cebo para mi día tras la Ajenos mangas brutis, mu periodica cama fini. Mu pirdin cardiamo, taniata taleftomo kiapom, nemo fumaro kokaini. It's getting so windy out. It's kind of fun, so I hope that the sound isn't too troublesome for the audio. But yeah, my papers are flying everywhere and it's a bit chaotic. That's okay. We thrive in chaos sometimes. And these are chaotic times, right? So I'm going to do a couple more here. This next song is another old English ballad that was brought over to these parts many a year ago. It's called Bowery, and it's an old murder ballad. Bowery, a lord once lived by the deep blue sea. He had daughters, 1, 2, 3, Bowery, 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 bow downery. Bowery, a young knight came his court to pay. He did choose the beauty and the gay. Bowery, Bowery, bow downery. Bowery, the sisters walked by the ocean's rim. The mean one pushed the beauty in. Bowery, Bowery, bow downery. Bowery, if you would lend your lily white hand, I will give you my fee and my land. Bowery, Bowery, bow downery. Bowery, I shall not lend you either hand. Bowery, bow downery. Bowie, Bowery, the miller has pushed her farther in, for he wanted of her silver pin. Bowie, Bowery, Bowie, Bowery, bow downery. Bowie, Bowery, the miller and the ugly one hanged for the murder that they had done. Bowie, Bowery, Bowie, Bowery, bow downery. Thank you. I'll end this little set for you with a song that I wrote a long time ago. And it's on one of our albums. If you'd like to, I'm sure there's links that you can look at that are posted. But I'm from the band 3 for Silver, and you can find our music at 3forsilver.com. And thank you for listening to us. And stay safe and healthy out there, you guys. It's gonna be okay. Just so you know, those good days are gone. Isn't that how it sometimes goes? Kinda like how the river flows. I guess those good days are gone. Frozen Thank you for listening.
I wake and feel a fill of dark across the fields of fever lilies, the swaying of the cedars cease their shift, but I hear this evening's evil calling. Well now, come now, little Lord, fill your cup, 'cause in the morning you'll be sober. Oh, the prettiest girl is the one you loved and lost. The shiniest spoon is the one you're sucking sweet from. Ooh, black dog. Ooh, black dog. Sing, ooh, black dog. He's hanging around my window. Well now, send the shadow to the man. Oh, let you see me, it's no wonder. But don't you think too hard? No, don't you think too long? All these songs, they will rise and pull you under. But I said, shut your mouth. Well, you shut your mouth. Oh, you shut your mouth. Shut your mouth and say, ooh, black dog. Say, ooh, black dog. Say, ooh, black dog. Quit hanging around my window. I said the man to the shadow. Wow, you be not proud, some call you Miley. 'Cause can't you feel my boots? How it's on your neck. Now you feel that I'm the only reason that you're breathing. Oh, but I'll hold my cup when I lay you at the bottom of the field to feed the lilies. And I'll be singing, ooh, black dog. I say, ooh, black dog. And I say, ooh, black dog. Quit hanging around my window. I said, quit hanging around my window. I said, quit hanging around mine. Woo! All right. Thank you, everybody. With KOHI in Karlsruhe. The show was canceled, but this version of it's going to happen anyway. We've had some great shows in Karlsruhe before. We're sad to not be there today, but we will return this fall, so keep a lookout for that. I'm going to keep playing some tunes. This is one off of our newest album that just came out last week. So, if you enjoy this song, please check out the album. It's called Born to Trouble. Here we go. Born to trouble. drop of ink I spread, upon emptiness I fed. But your world gave me form and all the consequence I bore. Oh, your days gave me time, your loss took away what's mine. While we waited at the great old pit that said Lambo at my side. On your times I intend to ride, where you knew I'd be coming back, ready and wearing a suit of black and singing born to trouble. I said born to fate as the sparks fly up. You are crushed as the gate, singing born to trouble. I said born to fate. Oh, tell me how can a man find one good? Well, our seven trumpets I shall kiss, our seven seals I shall rip. Bring down your bowl of wrath, this six won't coming down the path. Now what is it burning the hearts of men that causes trouble to nowhere? It's our fate you all cry as the sun crashes from the sky. Now singing born to trouble. I said born to fade as the sparks fly up. You are crushed at the gate, singing born to trouble. Oh, born to fade. Tell me how can a man find one good place? Tell me how can a man find one good place? Tell me how can a man find one good place? Great. All right. Moving on. The great wheel of basses keeps spinning around. Go for maximum bass right now. Here we go. All right. Come to the church of the wild world. Come lay your hammers down. Come to the church of the wild world. Come where the lost are found. Oh, there's a light in the forest that calls to you. A darkness side of the day. Hold me to the earth. Let your leaves push the sky away. Now from spring's fresh wood I'll carve you on. The sap begins to cool. Oh, in death you are not deceived, but in life you may be fooled. That's why I say come to the church of the wild world. Come lay your hammers down. Come to the church of the wild world. Come where the lost are found. Oh, summer cracks you, riverbed dry. It's lightning burns in the west. The roots push up the weeds with a sigh. Oh, by fall, there's nothing left. Now your cheeks blush autumn in the burning leaves. The sap begins to cool. In death you are not deceived, but in life you may be fooled. That's why I said come to the church of the wild world. Come lay your hammers down. I said come to the church of the wild world. Come where the lost are found. to the church of the wild world. I said, come to the church. I said, come to the church. I said, come to the church of the wild world. I said, come to the church. I said, come to the church. I said, come to the church of the wild world. I said, come to the church. I said, come to the church. I said, come to the church of the wild world. I said, come to the church. I said, come to the church. I said, come to the church of the wild world. I said, come to the church. I said, come to the church. I said, come to the church of the wild world. All right. I know y'all are probably a little tired of seeing people bow bass banjos, but thank you for indulging me for that song. Let's see. Probably time for... When I dodge the lightning still under the cloud, lean back if I speak too loud. If I don't hide, no one can hunt me down. Fell off the map, went on a run. You know this one story that means another big gun without a home. No one can come around. But that's why you have to bury me standing. You'll have to kick the day into the night. You have to drive me in that boiling sea. Bathe me in that cold, cold light. You'll have to bury me standing on my suit on. Yeah, my head held tight. You have to drive me in the ocean. You'll have to bathe me in that fire slave. When I die, I'm gonna set out heaven. You can all go to hell. I'll be hanging from the clapper of an old judge. Well, you know, you'll never hear the one that's told it for you. Because I like to sit in the dark. You know, it makes my thoughts bright. I like to call you up in the middle of the night. Oh, just to hear, yeah, just to hear your dreams going through. But now you have to bear with me standing. You'll have to take the day into the night. You'll have to drive me in that boiling sea, baby, in that cold, cold light. You'll have to bear with me standing. Oh, my suit on, yeah, my hair held tight. You have to drive me in the ocean. You'll have to baby in that fire slide. Song of my soul, my voice is dead. You're that unsung, just like tears unshed. But who I can lose was never mine. See, I may be a false king, but I am a true prophet. I'm not gonna leave this world till I watch it burn. Burning like the sun won't shine. Well, that's why you'll have to bury me standing. You'll have to kick the day into the night. You'll have to drive me in that boiling sea, bathe me in that cold, cold light. You'll have to bury me standing on my suit on. Yeah, my head held tight. You have to drive me in the ocean. You'll have to bathe me in that fire slide. All right. Thank you, everybody in Karlsruhe. We will return there this fall. Keep a lookout for 3, 4 silver back in Europe this fall, whatever it takes. Bye. All right.
So, hi guys, welcome to our lovely KOHI chat room. And thank you for being here, Three for Silver, Lucas and Willow. And I don't know, Corwin is here too. Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Hi guys, how are you?
Good, good, happy to be here. Thank you for hosting this.
Thank you for being here. We are so happy, really, that is during those hard times. Yes, that's great commitment. Thank you so much for your time.
Mm-hmm.
So, how are you? How is the rest of the band doing?
You know, we're okay, all things considered. You know, we got 3 shows, you know, so that Europe tour, we had 70 plus shows booked over 3 months, and we got 3 shows into the tour when the entire thing was shut down, canceled. But we were quite lucky to even get back to America. We flew out right before that started getting quite challenging. So we're all safe and healthy. We're in different places right now, thus the way we had to do the video. Corwin's in California. I'm right outside of Portland. Willow's in North Carolina with her family. So yeah, I mean, we're trying to make the best of the challenging situation, just like everybody, hopefully. So
oh, now I see Willow. Hi,
yeah, Willow. All right.
So yeah, now that would have been my second question, where you are all situated actually at the moment. So, but I already heard in the intro that Corwin, your new member, is in California. You are in North Carolina, Willow, and Lucas is in Portland, somewhere in the suburbs. Yeah, cool. So how is the current situation in the USA for you? How do you feel that all going on?
Oh, she's muted. What fun.
Yeah, we don't hear Willow, I think.
Although the panic on her face is communicated across the video beautifully.
Yes, clearly. But kind of the mic.
Right, Willow, write your words out and just put them on the screen. There's a little button, little microphone button. Well, while she's going with that,
yes, you will find that.
I mean, it's probably not too different than some places in Germany. You know, we're all under the stay-at-home order, so mostly just being at home. And I think that we're hoping we're able to start playing some shows again this summer, but it's all quite uncertain right now. So it's funny you ask me what things are like in America. Mostly I just know what the inside of this house is like.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same here. So that's interesting to hear. So there are restrictions too regarding the exits and stuff like that. I mean,
it depends on the state. You know, on the West Coast where we live has been I think been a lot more like Europe and quite proactive in its response. So, you know, it's always very hard to generalize what happens in America because it's so big and the way individual states respond can be so different. But here in Washington and Oregon, it's all been pretty locked down, and the response I think has been pretty good. So we'll see what happens.
Yes, we will see how this is developing. Yes. Did you heard any articles? Did you squirrel something around?
Oh yeah, we do our best here in the quarantine. I happen to have a massive board game collection, and so that's really been coming in handy. Yeah, let me tell you.
Really cool. Yes. Yeah. That's good to have from time to time. I just have a small technical problem. I don't see Lucas all the time, only now and then. Is your camera on?
My camera's on. Is the connection okay?
I only see, yes, the connection is brilliant. I hear you perfectly. I just don't see you most of the time. But okay. Let's see. Okay.
Mine again.
It's Willow back.
Willow. Cool. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
Not
to
sure what
have
that was about.
Hi, Willow. Good to have you in our super duper KOHI chat room. Hi.
Absolutely. Thanks
So
for
you
having me.
can hear me and see me perfectly.
Yes.
That is still incredible,
Yeah.
the distance we have. So, yes. How are you, Willow? How do you feel?
I'm doing okay. Yeah. I'm like I said in the video, I think I'm out in the woods on my family's land, more or less by myself. So it's very peaceful and remote, and there's not really any. It's not very hard to quarantine myself because it's quite rural. So
Yes, that part already looked pretty awesome. I can imagine if everything is good with your family, that you have a good time. That is
yeah,
really cool.
definitely.
Yes, cool. Ja, kleine Zwischenruf an unsere Zuschauer. Ihr könnt gerne ein Bierchen mit uns trinken und die 1,50 an unseren schönen Spendenlink, der hier schon ein paar Mal gepostet wurde, senden. Da würden wir uns ganz doll drüber freuen. Und auch die Einnahmen gehen, so wie ich das verstanden habe, komplett an die Band. Und dann wird die Band sich natürlich auch freuen. Also trinkt ein paar Bierchen mit uns und spendet die 1,50. Ja, I just said to the band, hi guys again, that the donations for the beer they should have drank tonight in our KOHI in Karlsruhe, they can donate them to the PayPal link, and we are all happy. And I say,
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been telling people too. It's like, well, think about the amount of money you would have spent had you come out to see us, and this is still going to be less than that. So
That's a good point.
so yeah, the donations will go to you. Prost.
Thank you so much.
So what time is it in Portland or in California right now? It's pretty early, right?
It's
Yeah, it's
3:30 in
12.
North Carolina. Oh, sorry.
yeah, we got 3 time zones converging right now. It's true. It's
Yeah.
12:30 here. Yeah.
12:30. Oh wow! So you just basically just got up.
Yeah, this is actually a lot better than just a few days ago. We did a live stream chat with our fans through the U.S. State Department in Russia, and we had to get up and do like an actual show, live stream show at 7 a.m. to make it make sense for Russia.
Okay.
It's much more difficult for Lucas because he's 3 hours earlier than me. So I was not having to get up quite so early for that, but it was still strange doing a show in the morning.
That's pretty weird.
That was exciting.
But that's weird times, so times have changed pretty much. Yeah. So what was the last concert you were able to give?
Lucas, are you waiting for me to answer?
Did you get that? Yeah.
The last concert we did was in Czech Republic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like the quarantine there had already kind of started, so I think maybe 10 people were there. It was a little weird. It was a really big theater, and it was mostly empty, but we still, had fun and played the show. But yeah, things were definitely starting to get very interesting at that point. And it was just a couple days later that we made the call to come back home. So, and then once we got home, we haven't played any concerts together. So, although we did do some live streams in Bellingham, which were Lucas and I, and that was fun.
Okay. Yeah, so I think you did several live streams already, probably. Your profession now has changed to online musician.
Yeah, it's an unexpected change for I think the majority of touring musicians, but we're trying to embrace it the best we can. We kind of have given ourselves, I think, to not go crazy. We've sort of given ourselves a schedule to stick to, where we put out a new pre-recorded video every Tuesday and Thursday, and then we do live streams every Sunday. And so, having some kind of structure and something for fans to anticipate it definitely helps keep us busy and not just go crazy. So, yeah.
Yes, I think that's important to keep the routine kind of going somehow. Yeah. Yeah. So you're pretty busy anyway. That's cool.
Doing our best. It's all kind of ridiculous feeling because you're just making up what you want to do and putting it up online, but it's better than doing nothing. So
yeah, and there's a lot of time to work on stuff too. And normally we would be on the road. Right now we can instead maybe write new songs and think about the future. So.
Yeah, you're touring band, right? You were on tour pretty much the last 7 years constantly.
Yeah, we very rarely take time off. I think this past winter, we took a month off, and that was about as long as we ever go without playing a show. I mean, live concerts and touring is definitely our passion and what we love to do. So, yeah, this pandemic situation is not ideal for that.
I heard you play about 200 shows a year. Is that right?
Yeah, we do our best. In a good year, we're doing shows, almost every night. When we go on tour in Europe, we're there for 2 or 3 months, and we're doing shows every night for, 50, 60, 70 nights in a row. So.
Phew, that is hard work, guys. Yeah.
That's what we love to do.
That's awesome. You have the passion, and you obviously sound like the typical live band that works best on stage. So, yeah, cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We have a question over here on the chat box for Skype.
Question, I have to manage that. What is that going on? What is the question? Yeah, you have a new album out this year, actually, Red Moon, right?
It's true. Just came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you wanted to promote that this year.
Yeah, it was a curious, not casualty of the tour because it still came out, but this tour was supposed to be in support of that album and spreading the word of that, but it is still out online. It's called Red Moon. You can find it anywhere that you might normally go get music online, if you like iTunes or Spotify or Bandcamp or any of those. We're real proud of it. It's a very different sound for us. We kind of similar instrumentation as we usually do, but we kind of tried to up the energy level and make everything very raucous and electrified. So yeah, I hope people find it exciting.
Yeah, I had that impression too. It was really, really electrifying. Yeah, when I listened to it. Yeah, I like that very much. Okay. Now you have the chance to tell us all you want to tell us about your new album. Actually, if
Willow,
you can
tell them literally everything.
Yeah, Willow can tell us a little bit if she wants.
Yeah, I think this new album is really interesting. It's a very nice counterpart to the album we released before it, Blue Ruin, whereas that one was more moody and sort of acoustic instruments. This new album, Red Moon, really kicks it up to another energy level and brings in a lot of different sonic textures, and we had a lot of fun creating it with some other musicians that we aren't often fortunate enough to tour with, but we do love to play live shows with these musicians. They're from the band The Human Ottoman, which is a Portland band. So on the album, we have instruments like cello and vibraphone and drums, and it's a really cool addition to this songwriting style of Three for Silver. Yeah, it's a nice change of pace, I think.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. There was a question from Benjamin Bremer. Three for Silver, what is your funniest concert?
Funniest?
Funniest what?
I'm not sure if it means as visitor or as a...
Strangest, funniest concert, Willow. What do you think?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll have to think about it for a second.
Yeah, we can do a few. The first one that just bounced into my mind was that one we did on the Phoenix, that ship where I was delirious. Well, funny is 100% the word.
Oh yeah, there was an old like triple-masted sailboat that some friends of ours had like kind of resurrected and were turning it into a venue. So it was in the marina in the water, and we went down into the hull and performed at the bottom of this boat, and there were people like looking down at us from above deck, and some people were down in the hull with us also, and it was really cool. And there were, fairy lights everywhere, and also there was all this phosphorescent algae in the water, so it was just kind of a magical night. Unfortunately, Lucas was really sick, so he didn't have he didn't have the same experience as I did.
Weirdly, there actually is, this is good coincidence, there actually is a video of parts of that show. I'll post it in the chat right now.
Oh, good idea.
Oh yeah, cool.
I think some of the other like maybe standout oddball shows would be maybe some of the ones that we did in really remote rural areas of Eastern Russia, where like the whole town would come out and like watch us perform, and it was definitely a new setting for me to perform in that type of situation.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, sort of like whole families, entire villages are coming and being like, "What are these crazy Americans doing?" We made a lot of friends in those circumstances too. It was really genuine and very memorable, for me.
For Lucas, obviously too, he was delirious. You mentioned.
I was quite sick for that boat show.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I see you got over it. So
yeah.
Pretty awesome. There's another question by Olf. Will you bring chimes that you blow on tour in fall?
Definitely. Oh man.
Yeah, that was a cool sound.
That's nice. I like playing that porch because of the chimes are there in the wind, and it's a beautiful view. Right now there's all these little birds all over the porch because we also put out food for the birds. So when I'm out there playing music, they're scared, but when I'm not out there, they're just all these different colored birds making cute noises and eating birdseed.
Yeah, that's nice. And it was the first thing, the chimes that the viewers actually commented on. Oh, nice chimes in the background. Yeah. So you have a lot of guest musicians, right? Yeah. Tell us about it if you like.
Well, kind of the only two static members of the band are Willow and me. And then we bring, other people on board based on, who wants to go on tour and what kind of sound we're looking for. We have often played with a violin player, but not only. And I think it can be challenging because not having a set version of the band can be stressful, always teaching people new material, but it also gives our sound very flexible, and I think always keeps audiences surprised as to what we're going to bring and what the feeling of the show is going to be like. Like our last Europe tour, we had a clarinet player with us. So that was, yeah.
And I think our second Europe tour, we had a lap steel player with us.
Right, a dobro player, yeah.
So it's nice to experiment with different sounds and different textures. Keeps it fresh, and the songs can have a life that way more so than if you just do it the same way all the time.
Yeah, there's just one rule for you: no guitars. Is that
we do have a strict no guitar policy. That's true. It kind of started off as a joke, but I don't know. There's so.
But then it became law.
Yeah, it's just kind of like every band has guitar, and it's nice to have a break from that. Yeah,
definitely. You can have a lot of different instruments and you don't miss anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, Willow, there's a song on your new album. I was wondering if you are the singer of this song, but during a live performance, I was pretty clear that it must have been you singing this song. It's this. It's called Yati Fumaro Cocaini. Are you the singer of this song? Really?
Yes, I am the one singing on the album.
It's a pretty extraordinary song with a pretty oriental vibe.
Yeah, it's a Greek song. I lived in Greece for a few months several years ago, and I was playing a lot of music there and learned a lot of songs. And of course, when I returned to the States, I was playing this music that I'd learned, and over the years, some of the songs stuck, with me, and other songs sort of I lost them. But that was one that I started playing with Lucas, and we eventually decided it's maybe we should try to record it, and so yeah, it's sort of a little passion of mine, learning folk music from around the world, from different countries. That kind of fits into that category or that niche for me.
Yeah, definitely. It was a surprise when I heard it, and I liked it a lot. This vibe, and I was so surprised about the singing. I don't know. Did you? Yeah, you spent some years in Greece, so actually.
Well, yeah, I was only there for a couple months, but there's actually a lot of Eastern European and Pontic and Balkan folk music happening on the West Coast in the United States. And so when I'm in Portland, I'm able to play this type of music with different people. There's also the Mendocino Balkan camp that happens, and I've been fortunate enough to attend that I think twice. And there's Greek music teachers there, as well as Bulgarian and Albanian and Romanian and different types of Eastern Europe traditions of music. And so, yeah, it's really nice. Like, I'm definitely not a purist in any way. I kind of like to take this music when I play it and not necessarily try to recreate it in a traditional sense, but play it with the instruments that I have at my disposal and with my voice, not trying to sound necessarily a certain way, just kind of seeing what happens and letting it evolve in that way.
Just creating something new.
Yeah, something new and something old come together, and you have.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah. It's going forward. Yeah. Hallo an die Zuschauer. Habt ihr noch Fragen? Bombardiert uns mit euren Fragen. Mal kurz auf Deutsch. Ja, genau. Habt ihr noch Fragen? Ansonsten, ja, machen wir einfach nochmal weiter. If the band still is available for some minutes, we would go on with some questions still, if you like.
Yeah, of course.
Still comfortable. So you have Corwin, is his name, right? On board right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who's in California.
Yeah, he is our newest member. Yeah, it was quite the tragic story, actually. He joined the band for this Europe tour, and he got to play exactly 3 shows, and that was it. But he will hopefully be with us again for our summer shows, and also hopefully a fall Europe tour, which is, we'll see if that happens, but it is booked, so we'll find out. And hopefully Corwin will be there. Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of instruments does he bring in?
Well, he is primarily a violinist, and an exceptional violinist. I mean, you saw his video there. I mean, he's a young guy too. He's only 22 and shreds. So good in so many different styles. He's also quite an excellent piano player, quite an excellent mandolin player. I think he'll primarily be playing violin with us, but he has such a great ear for so many different genres that he can really blend very well into kind of whatever you throw at him. So.
Yeah, cool. That's really nice. Yeah, but how many concerts did you have to cancel now?
About 70. I mean, just on this tour or this year? I mean, definitely for this Europe tour, it was about
This
7
year,
shows.
this year, yeah.
And then this summer, we still have shows booked this summer right now that hopefully are going to happen. But, you know, it's all up in the air right now. So.
Yeah, okay. I see. It's pretty hard times for all of us. Yeah.
And all the festivals have already been canceled. I mean, all of our big summer festivals here in the States canceled. We actually had been talking perhaps coming back over to Germany in June to do a few festivals there. Those got canceled. So, yeah, not going to be a great year, but we'll all persevere anyways.
But we will make that, and next year everything will be fine.
Yeah, we'll definitely be ready to be playing some shows, that's for sure. And hopefully everybody will be ready to go to some shows.
And then we can drink some real beer together, guys.
Yes, I look forward to the day that we're all drinking a beer together.
Yes.
Yeah, the day we can go out again. We will party hard.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Germany partying hard when the time comes.
So. Oh yeah, we can count on you.
Yeah, I will be definitely in, that's for sure. So, our viewers, are you able to work on songs at the moment?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I mean, not really not together, but we've been, you know, I think as Willow already said, one of the benefits of this enforced downtime is, you know, a lot of time to work on new material and send each other demos and things like that. So I think we'll definitely be coming out of these few months with a whole lot of new songs. Yeah,
I think so for sure.
That's cool. Yeah, you can count on us, says KOHI Kulturraum. Yeah, situation will be definitely over someday. So I'm just checking what kind of questions I still have for you. What kind of music are you personally into at the moment?
Well, for me, I mean, I'm definitely taking advantage of the opportunity to delve into some like local folklore and music traditions here where I'm from and where I live. There's like a very rich musical culture and heritage here. A lot of songs that were like taken down and written about from this region, and I've been learning a lot of those. I think I mentioned that in the video. That and just, you know, practicing our 3 for Silver stuff and, you know, writing originals, that kind of thing. For me, mostly as far as what type of music I'm listening to, it'd probably be like some fairly traditional mountain music.
No, so nobody would know you think.
Yeah.
I think it is, you're right, nobody would know probably. Yeah, but it's always cool to have so many different influences from all over the world, and yeah. What is your musical background actually? How did you start? How old were you? Stuff like that. Lucas?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in a pretty musical family. You know, my grandpa was actually going back to my great-grandpa, were all professional musicians for some part of their lives. You know, my great-grandpa was a professional musician. My grandpa played music in his 20s and 30s professionally. My dad played music professionally in his 20s and 30s before they all kind of settled down. So music was not only was music around, but definitely sort of a understanding of what it was like to try to do it as your full-time job was definitely understood as well. And so I grew up around music. I didn't really take to it intensely as like a young child. I messed around with guitar a bit, but it wasn't until I got to be a teenager that I really started to focus very heavily on it. And by the time I got to college, that I tried to start doing it professionally. And I was always obsessed with, you know, older styles of music. I wasn't really, you know, which kind of probably comes from my family too. They mostly listened to a lot of older styles too. Not necessarily folk music, or maybe you could say different types of folk music, but your blues and swing and jazz and that kind of thing, and bluegrass, country music. And so I always gravitated, especially towards swing music, Django Reinhardt, that kind of thing. That was huge part of the reason why I started playing music at all was I think I heard a Django Reinhardt album when I was 13 or 14 years old, and just that was like my Jimi Hendrix moment or something. It was like
I can imagine.
I just wanted to do that. And so I played gypsy jazz for quite a number of years. And when Willow and I first met, actually, I was still mostly playing guitar, playing, pretty much in that swing style. But, I've always found that I had an easier time kind of having a more unique voice playing bass instruments, and that I kind of feel like I have something more interesting to say on bass instruments. And I have a way of playing them that I don't really see other musicians doing. So, part of when we started Three for Silver 7 years ago, part of the inspiration with that too was to try to really flesh out and put some spotlight on my unique bass abilities. And so I've been just focusing hard on that for, the past 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, that is obviously clearly hearable.
Yeah, I have my arsenal of strange basses right there. The bass banjo and the resonator and all those guys. Yeah.
How many instruments do you possess?
I don't know, not that many. I only have like 4 basses, and then I've got some random banjos and mandolins, and when you play music all the time, I think if you do anything all the time, it has a way of magnetizing you to those things, and you just sort of accrue them. People give them to you, or they come your way. So you're always playing instruments. Instruments have a curious habit of multiplying, right?
Yeah. Have you ever tried ukulele?
Yeah, it's actually a ukulele on the wall right here.
I've got one right here.
Cool, I saw
Oh
this.
my goodness.
Yes.
Willow,
Ukuleles everywhere.
Ukulele invasion.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, our viewers, do you have any more questions maybe? Unsere lieben Zuschauer, habt ihr noch irgendwelche letzten Fragen für uns? Wir kommen langsam zum Ende. Ihr habt noch die Chance, noch ein paar Bierchen mit uns zu trinken. Prost nochmal. Prost. Just switch to German again. We're getting... Yeah, okay. So, genau. I don't think that you drink beer at 12 in the afternoon.
Promise you I'll have a beer for you later today. How about that?
In quarantine life, anything goes.
Yeah, true.
So, hope to see you all live someday.
Yes.
And it was really, really cool to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our pleasure. We really hope to return. We love your city. We've loved the time we've spent there, and we very much hope to be back there. If not this fall, then maybe spring next year. So.
Yeah, keep our fingers crossed.
Yep.
Exactly.
Thank you. Yeah, check out the new album. Thank you for being better at our job than we are.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you so
Monster Monday.
Hallo zusammen. Ja, willkommen zur zweiten Ausgabe der KOHI-Koch-Show. Die erste Ausgabe haben wir ja gemeinsam in 2 Teile schneiden müssen aufgrund von Überlänge. Da ich aber die ganze Zeit gesprochen habe, war es völlig unmöglich, die Sendung irgendwie zu kürzen. Daher jetzt eigentlich, die heißt erst die zweite Show, gestreamt schon die dritte. Ich nehme euch jetzt mal mit in unsere neu aufgebaute KOHI-Küche. Wir haben jetzt uns natürlich keine Mühen und Kosten gescheut, für euch wieder einen tollen Aufbau zu machen. Da wir uns ja letztes Mal mit dem Welcome Snacks befasst haben, geht es heute weiter mit dem Hauptgericht. Und da habe ich uns was ganz Ausgefuchstes aus der Kiste geholt. Ja, so, wenn der Kameramann mir kurz folgen könnte, bitte mit Abstand. Heute nämlich auch mit einem Sidekick. Ich habe den Nils Kohlmann eingeladen. Kohlmann, der Name ist heute nicht Programm, denn wir kochen Spaghetti. Aber was Programm ist, sind auf jeden Fall unsere neuen Abstandhalter, dass auch die Spitzfindigen unter euch wissen, dass heute alles mit rechten Dingen zugeht. Ja, schaltet ein, wenn es heißt KOHI Kochshow Hauptgerichte. Vielen Dank. Ciao, ciao.